So I hope you enjoyed being pranked. We had
You
a lot
got
of fun.
pranked, Phil.
We had a lot of fun.
I'm Maddie.
And I'm Carolyn.
And we're... Okay, ready?
Yeah.
And we're just some podcast. Why didn't you do it?
I thought you said that we weren't doing it. I thought we were doing that. I thought you were doing it with me. Oh, and we're just some podcast.
Well,
Yeah.
How are you, Phil? How are you doing?
We should probably introduce who Phil is.
Yeah, guys. No one knows.
Because Elena's going to be freaking out on the other end of this. She's going to be like, why don't they tell... Who is this guy? Why aren't they telling us who
Elena
this guy is?
always texts us
She
when she
texts
listens
us.
to the podcast, and she's like, you guys didn't introduce anyone in your podcast episode. I'm really bad at that, but that's okay.
That's your stick. I mean, that's your stick.
And you should know who it is already. That's
Exactly.
Me, like staring down
Exactly.
the audience. Phil is playing
I'm going to forget
Detective
about it.
Adams in our upcoming film, Winona. Yeah, Phil, introduce yourself. Tell us a bit about you and how we found you.
Yeah, this should be the easy part, right? Because I should know my.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should.
My name's Phil Aman. I am an actor out of Chicago, and I found you guys through Backstage.
Heck
So
yeah.
just kind of the normal channels. I saw a listing, and I thought, cool. You know, it sounded like a lot of fun. So I just applied like everyone else. So I went through, I don't know, couple rounds. I sent in a bunch of self-tape stuff, and then heard back about callbacks and went through a couple of callbacks, and here we are. So I was really excited. It was a fun process. Actually, I'm a weird actor in the way that I do like auditioning. I think it's fun. So
That's good,
I know
right?
there
For
are
your
actors
job?
who hate it. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think it's fine. I mean, you can't hate it, really. I mean, you can't hate auditioning because it's what you do. I heard one acting teacher said that our what we do as actors is audition, and then every now and then you get a job. So auditioning is the job, basically. So
Yeah.
yeah, but for a lot, and of course the question does come up sometimes, like, what do you do when you're not acting? Because acting doesn't pay any bills. So the curious, like, what do I do? I am a software developer. So I nerd out.
What?
I
You're
know.
a software developer?
I'm a
Dang.
deeply introverted. Yeah, it's really strange.
We caught one, Maddie. We caught
got one.
I'm not going to fix anything when I'm out there. Like, once people,
Dang
they
it.
were like, "Oh, fix my laptop," or like, write this script for
We'd
me.
be like, Phil, please.
Write the script
No,
for me is
write
a
for this
crazy
script.
question.
Now that
Hey,
you're here.
we didn't get to the scene. Can you just write it real quick? That's nuts. That's really
That's
funny.
a lot of fun. I like software development. It's pretty cool. It's very different than acting. 180
How so?
degrees.
I couldn't imagine that it would be any different.
How's it different?
That's
In fact, it's
awesome.
hard to do both, to be honest, because software is kind of intense. As much as like actors, we think about long days, like 12-hour shoot days and stuff. Like software is the same. It's round the clock, 60-hour weeks. And it's also deeply introverted, and you sometimes don't speak to people for days. So when I would go from writing code round the clock to then going to like the groundlings or something, and you have to be extroverted, and it's sort of like awkward. You're writers, so when you've been writing for 3 days, you sort of lose all your social ability to relate to human beings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because your brain just kind of becomes introverted. So, yeah, so it's been a
1,000.
challenge. Yeah, to do that.
But
Yeah,
that's
when
so
we-
cool.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's really cool to know about you. We have quite a few of our actors that have crazy careers outside of doing acting. But yeah, it really is like that when we're in the trenches writing this kind of stuff, especially with this script because it's pretty intense. And yeah, I pretty much dropped off the planet for 3 months. And I was just writing and reading true crime and filling my head with like the worst things ever, and then being like, okay, now I gotta write this down. Ooh, that's good. I should use that in this. Hey, that was like the saddest thing I've ever read in my life. And so yeah, that was tough. Maddie didn't hear from me. No one heard from me. That usually happens though after filming. I kind of drop off for a little bit. I've like used all my social energy for the year,
Yeah.
and then
Well, we wrote the outline for Winona on the way back home from the airport after filming Lottie's Girl, and then Carolyn disappeared. She's like, I'm gonna go write the script now. And I was like, okay.
yeah, I went to Knoxville, Tennessee. I sat in a cafe that was Dungeons and Dragons themed. Didn't know
Hmm.
that. Saw the little leaves on the window. I was like, that looks cute. I like went in there. It's Dungeons and Dragons themed. I'm hearing everyone's theories about Dungeons and Dragons all around me, where I'm like writing down like this person is dead, like and that's what I'm hearing in my ear, which was really
So you
funny.
were the weirdo. You were the
Yeah, I
weirdo
was the
in the
weird
D and
one
D
in
store.
that
Yeah.
cafe. They were like,
Right.
"Who? You shouldn't be here." And I'm like, "I know. I didn't know this was. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to walk into this. I'm so sorry." But yeah, Maddie didn't hear from me. Maddie sent me like 5 books to read. I read those, and then I read a few like biographies of detectives, and then it was tough. I couldn't watch anything. I don't usually watch anything when I'm writing because I don't want to accidentally take something from like another movie. Or although I did watch Prisoners, which was really good. Um,
Mm.
but then I was done. Then I was like, I have no joy in my brain right now. Like I need to like
Jeez.
take a break and like go like enjoy life for a little bit and then come back to it. So I did, and that was nice because I like left my house for a little bit. And then that's when we decided to change it to a pilot. So we did all the auditioning, all that, and then we changed it to a pilot. So then I went did some rewrites, and then now we're back to
Now we're
happy like,
here.
life. Now we're here with you, Phil, on this
Yes.
podcast.
I think it's
But
a
we're
great
so
idea,
glad to
though.
have you
Yeah.
here. It's
Sure.
really cool for you to
Yeah.
join us so that we can
Yeah.
introduce a new member of the Star of Magnolia family. This is always a fun part and a scary part when we're like, we have a new person because it's just like when we
Right.
started doing this, Maddie and I were in high school and we would just
Hmm.
have our friends in it who happened to be theater people. So we'd have our friends in it, and then we left that and started our own company. And we were like, yeah, a few of them are still with us. Um, who actually, Elena, obviously, 'cause she's my sister, she's been in all of them. But Matthew, I don't think you've met Matthew, but he's not in the first episode. He'll come back later, but he's done all of them with us, and
Hmm.
so it's kind of
Cool.
crazy because we just like get to add new people that we've never met before. And we were really worried when we did King Tara because it was all new people. And we're like, I have no idea. Like me and Maddie are kind of silly and goofy. And we were
Right.
like, I don't know. Like
Yeah.
we're not like torture genius directors. We're not gonna be like,
No. No
he's
altars.
left-handed and if you use your right hand one time, we have to start over the whole shoot. Like that's not our thing. So yeah, it's always like, oh, is it gonna work? But then it ends up being so much fun every time. So we're a little more lax. We hope we don't have any 12-hour shoot days. We'll see what happens. You
It's
never
okay.
know.
Yeah. No, and I
Sometimes it
want to
is what
thank you
happens.
for welcoming to your family
Of
as
Yeah.
as the new
course.
kid. So I'm excited. I really am. Like I'm excited about this shoot. So
Phil, did you I have a question for you.
Oh no.
Did you know Theo before your callback? Have you met Theo
no.
Mosios before your call? Okay, so here's the thing. Maddie and I were so shocked by when you entered our Zoom call. There's like a part where Phil entered the Zoom call for a callback, and Theo was being called back for a different character, and Theo immediately goes, "Phil, man, how are you?" And we were like, he knows
Oh
Phil. He
my
didn't
gosh,
tell
they
us.
know each other. That's
They know each other.
awesome.
They must be best friends. And then we got on a call with Theo afterwards, and we were like, "So, how long have you known Phil?" And he was like, "Who?" I was like, "Phil, the guy that you just talked to, like he's like your brother, like a close friend of yours." And he was like, "Oh no, never met that guy. He seems cool though." And like we just thought we were like they must be best friends.
Yeah.
So that was funny. I don't know if you felt that way on your end, but I was just curious.
I just thought he was being friendly, and I think I remember. I don't know if it was the second callback where I saw Theo again a second time. So I'm like Theo. So
Yes,
I'm
no,
just a
it
friendly. You meet people and you're like instant chums. So I was like, I like that. I mean, I just like
yeah.
I don't mind saying, "Hey, how's it going?" And although I will say, like, etiquette is an important thing. Like how, like I'm new, so I don't want to be that weird friendly guy. Like I know all of you way better than you know me because I've seen Lottie's Girl and I've seen King Tara, and just having seen you guys and I've watched a few podcasts. So like for me, I'm like, oh, hey, Maddie, and but you don't know me, and so kind of it's a little bit like you make sure you don't come across as like that like weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, what's funny, Phil, is that Theo is not that way at all. Theo is
Oh,
1,000% reserved, and like
oh,
when we met him for King Tara, he like would leave set anytime he wasn't filming a scene, which is fine. Like you can go do what you want to do. But like for us, because we're kind of a ragtag bunch, we had never had that happen. Like usually if an actor was in the scene, they'd be like, can I be in the background or can I help with this? Or do you need help with this? Or can I hold a light? Like, like usually that's how it was. So we were like, oh, okay, yeah, no, like go have your own time.
yeah.
Like see you later. And so we were like, he hates us. He wants us to die. Like that must be
Oh,
what it is. But no, that wasn't true at all. He's just very reserved. And so when he came into the call and was immediately your best friend, we were like,
Oh, this is
who
awesome. This is
who
great.
is
We
this
know each
guy?
other. We're besties.
that's cool. We'll be hanging
So
out whispering to each other. Now look at
yeah,
Phil.
we'll be like, they're talking about us.
We'll wander. We'll wander off the set. Like,
Yeah. Phil, did you watch we didn't send you this. It's okay if you didn't watch it, and I don't even know if we'll keep this in. But there's a documentary, documentary in documentary of behind the scenes of us filming Lottie's Girl, which then you'll actually see everyone's personalities. And Nico filmed that. And he was just like filming us behind the scenes, but then Maddie edited it into like a documentary because we did like interviews and stuff. So then you can see everyone's personalities come out a little bit. On who they are, not as, the characters, but as themselves. And that one's fun.
it
So,
is kind of trippy when you see people out of character, particularly if they're like a foreign actor. Like if like I think it was like the lead of The Walking Dead. Like he completely different guy than what he
Complete.
plays.
He's
Like he
got an
plays an
accent
American.
too.
Yeah, accent, the whole thing. And you're like, no
It's like, who
way.
are you?
Great. Good actor. Yeah,
yeah.
and there are people who are like, I think John Hamm's like that a little bit, where he might be a little more goofy. Then he plays so serious and the whole '60s hip, cool guy. Anyway, but yeah, it's weird what we play roles that aren't close to us, and then sometimes I guess some actors really stay in it, like I don't know, they like methody kind of way where they really like to hold that energy, if not the character, but like hold that kind of posture. But then after it wraps, they become, yep, they put the character down and then they light up, do something else.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Maddie, I'm trying to think if we've ever had anyone like that on our set. I feel like I don't think we have
What do you mean?
had anyone that was like, oh, I need to like take a breath and like be in character for most of this and then I'll like come back to being me.
Mm,
I would say like Kat
No.
would talk in her accent the entire time we were shooting just so she
mhm,
wouldn't fall out of it
Hmm.
yep.
when we were shooting King Tara. But that
And there
was pretty
was a
much it.
moment for Kat during like the towards the end of King Tara. Like there's a scene where she's like looking into a mirror. And I remember when she was preparing for that, she was like, I might need to take like just a few minutes to like get into a certain
Oh,
mindset. And yeah, but I think that's yeah.
Yeah, and I think the scene at the end when they see each other again, when they hug, that scene, I think Matthew and Kat both took a minute too to like get into character for that.
So did Carolyn tell you what we're doing today? Like
I
the
did get a
question.
breakdown. So I will say though, you guys impressed me with how much you read. So I'm not backing away from your reading question. I do read, but you guys read.
Read a
So
lot,
read a
yes.
lot, which is great. It's a habit I do want to get better at. I
I
do read. I'm not like I don't read, but
Well, if when you do read, like what kind of genres do you lean towards?
so I'm going to be really, really boring. And I mostly
Nonfiction?
read acting books.
software manuals.
No, I used to. I used to. I'm kind of like I would say I read mostly acting and filmmaking books.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But and that's always been kind of the way I am. Like when I'm working on a project or I'm working on something, I read things kind of like you were reading all that, like murder stuff for
Yeah, super
Winona.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you read what you're working on professionally, and I wasn't
Hmm.
using books as a way to kind of escape or to as an entertainment.
Yeah.
But when I do read for that, I like some of the books that I've enjoyed. Well, I started reading Infinite Jest, which is on my list, and I really, really like that. I kind of nibble at these books.
Hmm.
I'll read like a little bit. I did read the biography of Carl Jung, who maybe that sounds a little fancy too, but it was really fun, and he's such an amazing person. So I really
Yeah.
liked his stuff. And I've read some on like the fiction side. Dashiell Hammett's great. Red Harvest was really a lot of fun. So I like that genre.
Okay.
And I noticed, Maddie, I think you raised a book during one of your things, so
I did.
I thought I would raise Uta Hagen, my favorite acting book.
That's so cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it's so good. In fact, often with these books, I read them more than once. So,
Mhm.
and I'm sure you read, if you like a book, you maybe read it a few times or
Of
you at least read
course.
parts of it. Yeah.
Yes.
So I keep returning to her. She's so good. And yeah, it jives with me. So,
That's
Nice.
awesome.
I know, is it Elena who also reads a lot of acting books too, Carolyn?
Elena reads mainly poetry, acting books,
well,
and feminist literature, and
huh,
that's her whole discography. Her whole library is that.
right.
That's what she reads, which is really fun because she always recommends me some good ones. I'm reading the book that I'm reading related to this side of things is Directing Actors, which is just like a
Mm,
staple one.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, Elena, you're gonna yell at me because I can't remember the name of the author. Maddie, we're gonna need an Elena count for this episode.
I know. It's gonna be in the
Put it in
corner.
the corner. But yeah, I'm reading that right now just to get back into the headspace of directing you guys. But I haven't read a ton. Maddie and I talked about this last time too. We've been so into production right now. I have not had any
Yeah.
time to read anything. I
Yeah.
usually do audiobooks when I'm in that space. So I'll probably listen to a few while I finish up making props. But we have an intern for the first time, and so I'll be making props with her. So it's not like my usual
Well,
like head
right.
to the grindstone, just like making a bunch of stuff. It's like, oh hi, how are you? Like it's more social. So
Yeah. I don't know how Carolyn does audiobooks because I cannot do
it
audiobooks.
depends. If the
Mm,
audiobook person is bad, then I can't do it. Like I am
I
like, okay,
can't
we're
do
done.
it.
But I have some of them I have to, like Red Rising, I have to listen to the audiobook because I just can't get into it. I don't know why. Like I want to get into it.
Well, the beginning's
Sometimes
slow,
I need
Carolyn,
to
but then
get
it gets
into
really
it.
good. I swear to you, it gets so good.
That's why I'm gonna do it this way. Because that's how I did with Hurricane Wars. Because Hurricane Wars was like the first 5 chapters was just like, this is the place and these are the people that live in that place. And I was like, great. Can anything happen, please? But then it got really good. So
Also, if you haven't heard of Red Rising, Phil, it's pretty great. It's like Hunger
okay.
Games in space. Is the best way to describe it.
Okay.
So,
yeah,
I read Hunger Games, so
it's great.
I liked it. Yeah.
we
Are
we
you are you
we're
like
huge
into
Hunger
it now?
Games fans.
Are you like into it like now, like the new books?
No.
Okay, well
No.
then we're gonna have to
And we have
end.
nothing to talk about.
I
So,
End the
know.
call.
so
It's gonna be rough going, man.
yeah. So, is it
Required reading to be on set of Winona is
Yeah,
actually a book.
exactly. Forget the script. Just read
Oh my gosh.
the latest Hunger Games. I really enjoyed it. It's not like I wouldn't read it. I feel like there's only so much time. I don't know how you guys feel, but
Yeah, sometimes I feel that way too. I think when I'm on like vacation is when I do
mhm.
a lot of reading or when I'm sick and I was sick a few weeks ago and so I ended up reading like a ton of books and then I got really into reading again and then life comes
Mm,
back and then I'm busy again. But Maddie is definitely a read every day, like every night before bed person.
awesome.
I
Wow.
read quite a lot. I try to finish, well, I mean, it's not like I like go out of my way to like try to finish a book, but I mostly finish probably like 1 to 2 books a week. Like I really just love reading. I just have a huge list of things that I want to go and I just want to read all of
That's
them.
incredible. So
Yeah.
you clip along, like your reading speed's got to be pretty good.
Yeah. I hope so. I
At
No,
this
don't
point, it better be. At
it
this point,
better
you don't
be
I
have
was
a
gonna
at this
choice.
say.
point because I have so many books I gotta read. No, I just, well, especially if I get really into it. Like, I usually give a book about 50 pages, and if I don't like it by 50
Mm,
pages, then I'm like, whatever, and then I'll start something new. Me and Carolyn were both kind of like mood readers. Like, if I'm starting a romance, but I want a Western, I'll have to stop the romance and get into the Western immediately. Like, I can't,
mm.
or else I won't enjoy the romance. I love a Western.
Yeah. And then Maddie and I usually once a month will read a book together. which is always
Oh,
We attempt to do it.
maybe
It's not-
sometimes it's once every 2 months. It depends on like our schedules and what's going on, but usually we try to read a book together, which is always fun
yeah,
to talk about. And
yeah.
I feel like
yeah.
half the
I
time we're
like
both
that.
like, that was really good, and then half the time we're like, it was fine. I don't know, I'd read different.
Well, do you guys read like book reviews so that like pick out ones that have a high hit rate of? Or do you
Yeah,
might like?
we'll
Yeah.
sometimes we'll look into it, and then sometimes like Kathy, hey Kathy, how are you? My mom, she's listening to this. Sometimes she'll recommend us a book, and we'll read that. There's a mystery one that we're gonna read for this month, so that we can be like Winona vibes,
Uh-huh.
and then yeah, it really depends, but we
Yeah.
enjoy because we both enjoy reading so much. It's fun to do that together. That's
Yeah,
what filming
yeah.
and it's a hobby that we don't have to work towards, which I think is why reading is so nice because it's like, oh, I'm not doing any, like, I'm just consuming this. I'm not doing
Mhm.
anything, but I'm also not like on social media and getting anxiety. So it's like, it's like that little
Right.
break from that,
Yeah.
which
Mhm.
we both like. So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's always so
so
fun.
yeah.
yeah, we enjoy it a lot.
Wow.
Okay,
Okay.
we got to go through those questions. I got
We
to
gotta
open
go
that
through some of these
email
questions. Okay, so
because we were just chatting.
number
We're having a great
one.
time.
Okay, I need to know this. Would you go to space?
Wow, you're starting with the heavy ones.
I know.
I have
Sorry,
a,
Phil. We just gotta get to the good stuff.
these are the inquiring minds want to know. Will we go to space? I do have a terror of space.
Same,
So it's an
same.
interesting, yeah, like I feel like there was a movie that came out a while ago called Open Water, and it was a true story about people who got lost or they were snorkeling and they were left out on the ocean over a reef and they were forgotten and then they drifted out from the reef into open water. And the shots are like nighttime and it's, the water's undulating and they're just bobbing up and down. Horror. Absolute horror. I feel
Terrifying.
space is 10 times worse than that. It's like you're just floating out in nothingness.
Yeah.
No one can hear you scream, and it's vast. Like you think the ocean's vast?
So
The
scary.
universe is so huge, and you're just this, and you would just, this, your helmet would be going around, and horrible. Would I go to space? I think I would go only in the context of like it's a bus, like you're taking a trip and it was so safe. Like I fly on planes, no problem. If it was
Mm-hmm.
like that, I think sure. But if it was risky, like getting on a rocket that could explode or going out in some like hardcore way, I
Yeah.
wouldn't. Because I think the photography is great, like seeing space, like to pay that fear price to go out
Mm-hmm.
there and actually see the Earth from that vantage point would be cool, but I think the photos they kind of scratch the itch a little bit. So I would probably prefer to go to an IMAX version of like somebody went to
Yeah.
space and they had one of those GoPros on. Like,
I'm just gonna watch
oh,
Gravity again, and then it'll be
Yeah.
fine.
yeah,
Hey,
gravity
terrifying.
scared me. It was
Yeah, it's
terrifying.
I
so
could.
scary.
I could.
Yeah, no way. Nope.
Yeah.
I couldn't. No, I don't know what it would take for me to get to space. They could be like, world's ending. The only option is
Oh,
we go to space. We'll have to have a community up there. I'd be like, I'm going down with the ship, honey. I'm not going
really?
up
You
there.
die?
Yeah, I think I would take the death on Earth versus the death in space, I think, personally.
Oh. There is
Like, either
something
way, it's
about
ending.
that.
So.
Yeah, you're gonna die. I'd rather almost like die instantaneously than to be starving out of food on some metal box out in space and everyone's
Yeah.
going crazy and eating
Yeah.
each other.
I mean,
That,
the 9 month
yeah,
cruise ship thing is going on right now, which is its own dystopia. I'm not
right.
doing that in space. No way.
There's just no
No,
No
exit.
way.
Yeah, yeah. It's
I
the
don't think
ultimate
I could never do it.
submarine that you can't get out. The people who go in submarines would go crazy.
Like,
So
why are we?
there's a lot of
Why are
space.
we doing that?
So much
Like, what
stuff
are we
of
doing?
this is optional. So many things. It's
Okay,
like you actually
so we're not
don't
going to
do that.
space. You're gonna have to die.
Okay, yeah. If Maddie was stuck in space, I'd go to space. That's the only time I would ever go.
Oh, that's
If
That's
sweet.
Carolyn
it.
was stuck in space, I'd go to space too.
Okay, we'll both be in space, I guess.
Yes, we have to go to space.
Okay, Phil. I feel like we know this because of your email to us, but are you a coffee, tea, or energy drink person?
Tea.
Tea.
I did, but this is my mug, so this is what I drink out of.
This mug would have been there regardless, is what you're telling us.
I do want to do an alien movie at some point,
That'll be
but
fun.
yeah, I've come close. But no, I'm a tea drinker. It's a little bit of a history. It's not that I don't drink coffee. I drink decaf, and I don't do energy drinks. And that was a thing that happened about a year ago. I was doing a play, and when you do a play, I think it's a little more like everyone's doing energy drinks at the same time because the show's going to open in like
Yeah.
15 minutes. And I was doing these energy drinks, and I was getting so jittery, and I was just sensitive to all the caffeine. And when you're acting, you just want to be relaxed. Like part of acting is relaxation. And when you're on these energy drinks, you can't settle down. It's like you're antsy. And I did something crazy. It was like we were opening in a couple of days. It was like a preview, and I just quit cold turkey. I said nope, and I cut all the caffeine out, including coffee. I just wanted to go to zero, and I was dead tired. Like when you cut caffeine that you've been using, it's really, really challenging. So I opened the show and we started performing, and it took about a week and a half for my natural energy to come up. And so I've been there kind of since. And I do like a cup of decaf a day, and I drink tea. Like green tea has a little caffeine in it, but you'll see on the set, like I really try to manage, and this is something they never train actors to do, but when you're shooting film particularly, it's like you got to manage your energy throughout the day. Like take little naps or like watch what you're eating, just kind of stay in this kind of state. And caffeine can mess with you because you have to crash, and you don't know when. You don't really want to be doing this all day long. So I got out of that habit. But not that that's a problem if you have energy. Everyone's like, Theo's crushing cans. I'm like, Theo,
Yeah, Theo
man.
crushes those Americanos.
I think an energy drink would kill Theo. I
think so
believe that.
too.
I think if he had one sip, he'd drop dead.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I would too. I can't do energy drinks. Like they just make me sick. Like I feel like my heart's gonna come out of my chest.
I never do them until we're filming, which is bad. I've
It is.
been bad this year. I used to be I was really bad in college, and then I was like, we're done with that. And then I stopped doing them at all. And then I got back to the habit during Pilates Girl because we were at 10,000 feet elevation, and I didn't sleep for the entire week because it was really stressful. Hey, that's fine. That's not here nor there. It was that was a tough shoot, to be honest with you. We had a tough time during that time, but it was okay. It all worked out. Movie came out. It's fine. But I had energy drinks on that set, and then I was like, I can't do this without the energy drinks. Hey, we're not going to do that this time. But also, we have a lot of late nights this time. Like this movie this pilot is half, if not more than half night shoots. So we'll see what happens. But no, I will not be encouraging people to have energy drinks. I mean, most of the scenes are fairly mellow. Like it's kind of intense. And like the dialogue is kind of like, oh, what's going on? But for how we usually do movies, it's pretty mellow for action sequences, stuff like that for this film. So
Yeah. I'm a big coffee drinker. That's all I drink.
yeah, if Maddie doesn't have 3 coffees a day, watch your back. Okay.
I dropped my coffee coming in here too, so I'm a little on edge.
I'll bring my instant just in case.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have a person that just makes sure Maddie had her coffee.
Right.
Like we're gonna
A PA,
I'm that
that's
person.
just-
That's what the intern's for. She's gonna get me coffee. No, I mean I think growing up in like Seattle specifically, like people start drinking coffee when they're like 8 or 9.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I think that's when it started.
Yeah, and I work
like
at a
the taste.
cafe over there too. It's good. It's yummy
Yeah.
and Maddie. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's not much good coffee in Colorado, unfortunately. So, Maddie, I'm so sorry. It's going to be tough for you. I know. But
It's fine. No, I'm excited. I like Ziggy's.
don't lie. It's fine. You don't have to lie. It's pretty gross. It's
I like Ziggy's because you like to go to Ziggy's. There you go. I'll go to Ziggy's.
Aww.
Okay, so what are you looking forward to about filming Winona? Just hanging out with us?
Just hanging out. Having energy drinks.
Having energy drinks. Yeah. Freezing cold. Uh, Watching Maddie melt down. She's only had two. I love the genre, and I
Hmm.
love the writing of it. And I was excited when you turned it into a series because that means like there's more to do. That's why I thought
Yeah.
it's like, oh, this is kind of fun, and it plays out over a bigger arc because I enjoy watching characters develop, particularly Adams, which we won't should obviously not get into, but like watching characters develop and then as an actor kind of weaving that through is interesting. And I've actually never worked on a project where I didn't know how it ended or I didn't know what was coming next. So like as an actor, you want to gather up all the information you can to then like have it inform your character development. So this will be fun. And I've been reading the script a ton lately, and I just every scene I'm in, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a blast. And I love the what I really like about film, particularly as opposed to stage, is that film is like little adventures. And when you go on location, like Colorado, it's a different. You get to see a different town, you see different people, and there's something to just the experience of it that is fun. And I'm looking forward to meeting everyone. And you seem like a great group of people. So yeah, for me, all of those and above. And I love acting. It's just the craft itself is a lot of fun. So there's really nothing that I love Colorado too. I mean, it'd be one thing if it
Mhm.
was, going to, I don't know, I
Arizona.
won't say anything. Yeah, Arizona. That's dumb. Yeah, that would be horrible. But yeah, Colorado is beautiful. So,
Yeah, we're gonna be filming in the most beautiful part of Colorado. We're kind of filming in
Don't
the
lie.
I know it's a joke. No,
Oh,
I really love the town of Frimley, and hey, I live there. So I really enjoy Greeley. It's very cute. There's a lot of culture here. There's a lot of music and cool art stuff that you wouldn't expect from a town like
oh,
this, but it definitely looks like a town that you're like, oh yeah, someone would get murdered here. That's
oh,
true.
shit.
That would happen, which hey, does happen. So we're gonna be a little careful on those night shoots, but no, it's fine. It's safe. But yes, it is got a beautiful backdrop to it, and it's gonna be fall, and
yeah, it is really pretty in the fall. The
yeah,
tree,
it,
the
I know
leaves.
I'm like slow down, wait, wait till everyone's here to do this. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's a cool spot, and there's a lot of beautiful venues and places that we're filming at. Like for instance, the restaurant you're filming at is just a cute little Italian
Mm,
restaurant. The owner is so sweet. A shout out to Annie. And it's
Yep.
just gonna
She
be
gave us a pretty
she's
good deal on that
super
restaurant.
super generous, very sweet lady, and we're
Yeah.
super excited to work with her. And the other place we're filming at is this old armory. It used to be the state armory, and it's turned into like a bar slash cafe slash bookstore.
oh, right,
So
yeah,
we're
yeah, yeah.
filming there for
Oh,
like the bar scenes, and then
mhm.
we're really excited about the police station. Like there's just like a lot of opportunities
Yeah.
for creativity and shots, and we're really excited because
Yeah.
it's going to be a blast.
And we'll be right back.
Hi everyone, here's an update on our most recent project.
We start filming our pilot episode of Winona on October 27th. It's a murder mystery, and we are so excited.
If you want to support us, here's a few fun things you can do.
Check out our wish list to send us costumes and props. Think of it as the Winona shopping list.
You can also choose to sponsor our film for the day. Don't worry, it's not $1,000,000. It just means that you send a donation for transportation or craft services, or you could just pay for our coffee for the day.
Another way is just donating to our GoFundMe page. We appreciate any and all donations.
Otherwise, just continue to like and share our videos, whether it's on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, or right here below. Thanks for all your help.
We're on Facebook?
Well, you can share it on Facebook. I guess you can't
Oh,
really share it
okay.
on Facebook. Guys, if you have Facebook, never mind. Don't
Just
share it
ignore
on
Facebook,
Facebook.
guys. Thank you.
Thanks so much, guys.
Now back to the show. I'm pretty excited. The police stations is going to be at the college there, and the buildings are so pretty, and like they just like look like historic.
Art Deco
and
a little bit, yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
And they're pretty old. Like they've got like the teal and gold and white vibe in there, and it's a little bit worn down, but like it looks like, oh, this would be a police station. Like this looks like it
Okay.
would have been here for a long time, and it's cool. We're super excited about the police station, and that area too is like beautiful and lots of trees, and it's just We're pumped. As for not knowing, hey, how it ends, that one's going to be a tough one. I'm trying really hard to get you guys. We obviously it's like outlined, like we know what's going to happen at the
Right.
end and stuff like that. But I'm trying to get you guys a little bit more of script to look at ahead of time to inform your decisions. But a lot of that will just be conversations we have on set, I
Yeah,
think, which is tough because I want you guys to, have more
it's
information.
totally okay. Um, it won't bother me in any sense. I think in some ways, I think some directors will only give the actors exactly what they need to know. Um, Before, like, you don't, like, some people like to work the other way where they don't give all the information out. So whatever you guys want to do is totally fine, for me. And there's enough in here in these two episodes, and from what we've talked and reading the feature, that I'm like, okay. So some of it's just like making some choices that for like Adams, and right now I'm working on that, like just kind of how he is a little bit, how much of it is me and how much of it is something else, and what's his angle. So yeah, I'm playing around, and I like that process of acting. I know you had acting questions on there.
Yeah,
Yes, that was actually
I
our
mean it
next
kind of
question.
answers it because the question was, how do you prepare for a role? Are you more of a planner or go with the moment kind of actor?
I'm going to say yes, and because I think it's both. I think
Mm-hmm.
I'm not an actor who just memorizes his lines and shows up and then just goes with it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I usually start with the text because that's what you've got, and then I'll just repeat it like over and over again and try to get into like visualizing what's going on and trying to really be in the scene as much as I can, and then learning the lines. And as I do that, I start then playing with my imaginary partner, and I sort of try to get a sense of the character and what they're going for. So I'm really trying to tease out intentions, but I'm trying to tease them out non-analytically. I try to have an intuitive approach. So I don't necessarily go to the script with a pen and I think about script analysis.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that I've done that kind of approach before, but I'm more of a, what does it feel like to be in the space, trying to get out of my analytical mind. And of course, when you meet the actor on the set, they're going to give you things that you
Mm-hmm.
can't ignore.
Yeah.
And so hopefully all that gets integrated. And so the final result is definitely an improvisation of sorts. It's like a blending of all the things you have going on and then the surprises and the reactions to what they're bringing. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's the fun part of it right at the end is when all the stuff comes together. And even the lighting affects mood, and you get into the space, it
Mm-hmm.
affects the mood. Like putting on your costume affects how you are in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you prepare, and really have a good sense of what you think is going on. And then when you get there, let it go and bring things out. I like pushing the other actors sometimes, and I like being pushed. Like I like this sort of dynamism, especially like most of my scenes are with Elena, and I like the fact that we often are pushing each other. She's like, because there's a tension, and we're both drawn to each other, but at the same time, there's this sort of wait a minute. And
Mm-hmm.
that really adds a nice layer, always something going on there that that's why I think it's delightful. Because it gives, for an actor, it gives us a lot to do.
Mm-hmm.
And doing is often the part that's kind of fun, you know? Anyway, so that's kind of my process. I do have, I do some character work too, where I'll think about, what's his voice, and getting the voice is a big deal. I think Adam's voice is similar to mine. It's maybe a little deeper. He's definitely more sensual. I mean, I'm not that I'm not a sensual guy, but I think Adams definitely has that layer
Mm-hmm.
of mystery to him, and so I'll be thinking about those things and then how to get that into my body, because a lot of it is who I am physically. And then
Yeah.
once I'm physically that person, I've heard some story about Robert De Niro, supposedly, that once he gets the character's shoes, then he's in his shoes, then he can walk like the person. And once you have the walk then you know the personality. It kind of like comes from the bottom up, like just from a physical
Mm-hmm.
perspective. So I do a lot of physical stuff too. It's there's no wrong way to do it in a sense. Like you just start exploring, start to see
Yeah.
what's working, and it's all based on feeling. Like when I say what's working, it's
Mm-hmm.
often because I'm by myself here, so it's like, oh, it feels right. Sound is right. Yeah, that's how he would sound, or that's so. It's an iterative process. I'm sure writing's the same way. You write the scene and then you iterate on it. And they say writing is rewriting.
A
Yeah.
So
thousand
acting is
percent. A
acting.
Yeah.
thousand percent.
Yeah, it's all just writing is rewriting, and just keep rewriting it until you're like, yeah, this sounds right. You know.
Yeah, Phil's dialogue, Adam's dialogue was tough. I think it was getting into who the characters were is always tough. I usually start with like a real person to ground the character, and then I'll kind of mold them as we go. So like for Carter Neal's, the real person I used was Paul Holes, who's a detective. His biography is crazy. And then obviously that was where it started, and then we changed him a lot as it went on, but then it kind of grounded him. Like I can see who this person is, and then I can kind of add and change and do all that. And Winona was hard to make her focused because she's constantly in grief. Like she's constantly
Mm,
grieving. And so having a focused character who only thinks about one thing, but that motivation being like the worst sadness in the world was really tough. So this was definitely a challenge for this script, but
Yeah.
we were really happy with where it is
Mm-hmm.
and how it all came together. And I remember when I told Maddie I really wanted to do a thriller next, she was like, dude, I've been waiting to hear that. I'm so excited. She
ooh.
was so excited to do a
I
thriller.
love thrillers, and in when I was in college, I had to write a feature of of anything, and I picked thriller because I just like love a mystery. And when Carolyn was like, "Yeah, I kind of want to do it," I was like, "Perfect, let's do it." I'm ready to go. Like
Yeah. And we knocked out that outline in an hour and a half. Like
we
we
did.
had some ideas that Maddie was like, I'm
Wow.
gonna use these ideas from this one that I wrote at this time. And I was like, I really want it to be kind of like this. And when it started, I feel like Adams's character was completely different. He was just another detective in the precinct, and that Carter Niels worked at that precinct as well. And so they were both detectives. And then
Mm,
we changed the whole perspective of the movie. Like it was just it changed a million times. Like, because originally it was more centered around Carter Niels' character, and then we changed it to being centered around Winona's character. And so then because like Winona's story ended up being like we were like this is more interesting and this is more driving the story. And
Yeah.
mhm.
so there were a lot of this was the most I think revisions and rewrites we've ever done. It was like I would send a version to Maddie and Maddie would be like something's missing. I don't know what it is, but something's missing.
Right.
And then we do another one, and then we do another one, and we'd be like, well, what if we tried this way? What if what if they lean this way? What if this happens? What if we have this twist? What if? And,
Mhm.
but getting it to be like scary and interesting and character motivations lining up was tough, but something that I always, and I'm really flattered that you pointed this out because something that I always go for, and Maddie and I talk about this all the time, is like, if your actors have the same goal, then your scene's dead. So like having that pull,
Mm,
push, and tug in every single scene was so important to us, especially in like a murder mystery where all the
right.
characters have secrets and like trying to write how those secrets come out in an interesting way is
Mhm.
also a huge challenge. And so I'm really
Right.
excited that you guys get to play into these nuances a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
we're really excited to see how it comes
Oh
out.
yeah. Yeah, even the first scene, like sometimes I think about like, the first time an audience, I'm sure you think as a writer too, in some ways, like you're introducing a new character. So the first time the audience comes into contact with a character, they're starting to form opinions. And those opinions can either be correct or incorrect in terms of misleading them or leading them on. And I think of that too, like, okay, my first scene with Winona and how she sees me, and like you, with a look or with a behavior, you know exactly how he feels,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of what he's saying, even if he's saying something like "get away." And having that emotional, and especially in a police department, because it's not a context in which we're allowed to be emotional. We're supposed to be
Yeah.
professional, and we're supposed to have like be above board, and there's no and so I love environments where, like an ER is similar, where everyone should be professional and all this, but there's obviously feelings and emotions, and whether I think this patient's dying or I don't care, or I'm just this and that, and then, well, but they're telling me to do this, and it's challenging for the actor to play those levels for sure. It's a harder ask, but I think that that's what's fun, and that's what I like acting. I think I love the craft of it, and I love thinking about how do we really shape these moments, and I look forward to working with you guys on that. And as we go through the script, and you say, oh, this is what I was thinking as a writer, what I was thinking about, and then we can think about, like, oh, I like the playing aspect of it. I love working with directors and writers. So yeah, that's why I'm looking. And when you read a script and you see the opportunities to dip in, because I think some writers do, Carolyn, they have that tendency to write on the nose. They're writing what's going on. And I'm like, no, I think it's more interesting if words are really tactics that characters use to get things that they want, that they might not be talking about. People want things, but they're not always upfront about it. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
they
We
kind
talk about this a lot because of Netflix. Rest in peace.
of,
It's not dead. It's just that every show I watch on there, I'm like, goodness gracious. But like that, they now write for two screens, as in like they're writing for someone that's on their phone, and so they will
oh, right,
say everything that's happening all the time. And Maddie and I constantly talk about how we're like, gosh, like if you treat your audience like they're dumb, like
right,
you're already losing half the battle. Like it's over.
right,
And
right.
that's how so often most, not all, but a lot of new media that I'll watch, like rather be a movie or TV show, I'm like, oh my gosh, please don't explain this to me for the third time.
So they have to
Let
do
me
that.
just read into it. Let me
Right,
get excited. Let me like have my own theories about what's going on,
right, right.
which is really what we wanted to do with this one.
Yeah. Hmm.
Which is also very challenging. Like having to have a red herring, I was like, I think I'm gonna die. Do we have to have a red herring? You have to. You have to. Sorry, it's a structure. You have to have one. And so doing that and riding around the challenge of being like, okay, Carter Niels is in the scene. And at this point in it, we need the audience to believe this about him. So we can't show this, or we can't say this, or like there's a lot we have to write around, which is another reason why sending it to Maddie. And Maddie was like, don't believe it. Like she was very nicer than that, but she was like, not for a second. Let's do it again. And so it's tough.
Yeah.
But it's also fun to give you guys those opportunities and to hear from you guys that that's what you love doing, because having these scenes where you're all kind of dancing around the topics is really fun.
Yeah.
Especially when we're at the scale that we're at, because there's like a lot you can do with special effects and fun cameras, and right now a lot that we can do is with relationships between characters. Like those are the strengths we have to lean on,
Yeah.
to get our points across with the level we're at. So yeah.
That's where you want to be too, right? I
Yeah.
mean, I like
Yeah.
special effects too, but I prefer, great scripts and acting. And like, you're right,
Yeah.
like nothing's stopping an indie from being that at that level.
Yeah.
Like your writing could be as good as you want it to be, and the acting can be as good as we go for it. And
Hmm.
so I think, like, and those aren't budget constraints. That's just your level of commitment to the process. Writing's cheap. It just takes time. This like doesn't. Work. One thing you have as an indie is the ability to take the time to develop it. And same with acting. Like, we can really go for it. And I think that's what's going to draw people to it. We're never going to win on budget.
Yeah, for
We're never
sure.
going to
Yeah.
outspend. So we kind of have to have like a fun story, and that does play to someone's intelligence, and is thoughtful, and has some moments of acting and storytelling that are compelling. That's where we go for, I think, and that's the fun part. So for me, at least, I think.
Yeah, us too. And like just all the things that come together. Like we have our composer that's going to be on set for a little bit, and he has a few albums out, and he does a lot of like, this sounds, this is funny to say. I always say that he does soundtracks for someone that likes to listen to Radiohead. Like that's the vibe. And so we were
No
so
way.
I was like this is exactly what this needs. Like this needs Radiohead soundtrack.
Yeah,
And
right.
so yeah, I can send you some of the stuff he's done if you want to listen to it. But yeah,
Wow.
he'll be on set. So there's just like a lot of stuff that we're like, this is so fun to capture this vibe that we've never done before, and talking to Gio about
Yeah.
like the lighting and like how we want everyone's like color theory to work, like with what how we're dressing them, and like it's all very intentional. And I feel like because this script was one that Maddie and I have worked so long on, and one that we spent so much time like just sitting in, it just
Mhm.
feels like we're super excited and very clear with like what we want the vision to be, which is going to be really fun. Because there's definitely been times where we've been like, we have way too much going on and we're feeling really rushed about this, or like, but this one feels like we're ready, like we're really excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like you have like your stretch goals. Like we're all trying to grow. And you go, okay,
Yeah.
here's how we're going to grow on this particular shoot. And this is the kind of stuff. And I think the same way with acting. Like, I want to always be thinking about how do I work better? How do I get to where I wanted to go, like from our ideas. Like a lot of it comes down to like, especially not necessarily writing per se, but like from the shooting side of it, it's like you have an idea in your head, like how do we get that? And you're not gonna get that, but you go in that direction. And I think about that as an actor, like here's my intention, it's what I'm trying to do, and hopefully, I'm getting in that world, and it's a constant challenge to do that, and I really like that. I kind of like personal challenges. I think it'd be really hard to be in the film industry if you didn't like to push yourself.
Yeah.
Because I think
Yeah.
once you start settling back to like, I know how to make a movie,
Hmm.
then you're done.
Yeah.
Because, you know,
Already,
Yeah.
yeah, for
you
sure.
should be you should be a little on your back, like, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed. I don't know if you should be barely holding on.
That's
Then
good
that's
because that's
probably the
good
right.
news for me and Maddie. That's really good news.
Yeah.
I remember in school it was like I had a teacher one time that was like, "Well, if you can only write this story if you have this much money or like, well, you have to take out this scene because there's no way that you can get that location." And like me and Carolyn were like, well, if we need this location, then we'll figure it out. Like, we're not gonna rent a actual police station. Like, we're gonna make this school look like one and turn it into one. And if you want something to happen, then you should just make it happen. So
Yeah, 1,000%. And I think I think if we didn't have that mindset, we would never have made a single movie. We were always like, I remember the first big film we did, we were like, we have to film in a castle. And we were like, that's crazy. That's never going to happen. And then we found like a hotel that was castle themed, like an hour. No,
oh
it was
my
probably four
gosh,
hours
the
away.
story of that was crazy because
We found it like
I
the night before. Like,
we were it
like
was
it
the
was
night
crazy.
before, and I don't know if you watched the show, Phil, but there's a show called Ghost Adventures, okay? And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
loved
Oh yeah.
this. I loved this show in high school. And so when Carolyn was like, we need to find a castle, I was like, hey, Ghost Adventures just had an episode of a castle in Washington. And so I called them there that night. I was like, hey, like we're just a couple of high schoolers, can we come and film at your castle? And she was like, yeah, sure. And it was just the craziest thing.
We brought 30 high schoolers to a castle, and it was Philly, it was a bad idea,
Bad
honestly.
idea.
Like it
But it
worked
was
out, but it
great.
was
You say no
horrendous.
now, like you would, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Your phone's on the wall
if
there.
someone called me and they were like, front office, I'm bringing 30 high schoolers to sit outside and film for an entire day, can we do that? I would be like, and then I would say no. But like, so we were Maddie called. She was like, yeah, just the only thing is please like reserve a room, like pay for the
Yeah.
room, which
And
was
they had
also
certain rules. Like they were like, you can't have all 30 people inside at once. And we're like,
so we're like
right.
perfect. All 30 people are out on the lawn. Hey girl.
That's a
Like it
good.
was bad. Like we were kids, we didn't know
We
any
were
better.
kids. But it was so funny. But like that's
It
like the
was.
thing, like you just have to go for it. And the Carolyn and I say this all the time, like just ask. Like a lot of people that we talk to are too scared to ask, but we're like the worst thing they could say is no.
Yeah,
you
they
know?
say no, you move on to the next,
Right.
you look
Exactly.
for another
Right.
location. I mean, it took us so many asks to get a restaurant. Like a restaurant is so hard, and you have to find one that's not open one day a week because you don't want them to lose business, and it's already a huge ask to be like, can we go in your space and move stuff around? And yeah, and then we got like the best case scenario of someone who was like, hey, we'll also cater to you guys if that's okay. Because we were saying like, hey, we'll bring your own food. Like, we know you're not open for business, so don't worry about that. And she was like, no, that's fine. We'll make your food for the scene and we'll make you guys food while you're there. And we were like, that's insane. Like people,
Right.
the worst. And another thing we always say is like, if you don't care about this, no one else will. So like, don't be afraid to care about it. And that's another big hurdle that I see with a lot of like
Mm,
filmmakers is you're like, hey, what are you working on right now? And they're like, oh, like, oh, and it's like, no, like, tell me about it, like, care about it, because if you don't care about it, then why should your audience care about it?
right.
You know?
Yeah. Right. No, it makes sense. I mean, it is hard to start in indie. I remember this one guy was saying, because hearing no is really hard
Yeah.
for everybody, for actors
Yeah.
too. And one guy, he's like, I'm going to reframe that for you. What if I told you you were 26 no's away from your dream? How excited would you be to hear the next no? And it changes it. It's like, because we're getting to a yes. We have to just get through the no's. So every time you get a no, you're like, okay, that's one more I got through. And that persistence of, especially in the indie world, you have so much of it is hitting obstacles and obstacles, because you can't just use money to kind of make stuff disappear. And as you grow, money can be used to kind of get more yeses more quickly. But no is a part of life, and like you say, having pride about what you're working on and really believing in your project, because you are the you if no one will believe in it more. I totally agree. And
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
and that's another reason why I'm really excited to work with you, because I feel like you're really, like, it's great to support someone who's excited about what they do. It's good to
Hmm.
join a group that's doing stuff, and it's a community. So I'm a big fan of the arts community just in general, and that we're all here for each other, like telling our stories. We're hearing like, oh, this worked for me, this didn't. Swapping stories. I always like gravitate to the actors and like, how are you doing this? Or we're all just trying to grow
Yeah.
and learn and how to make film and how to be on camera,
Hmm.
and that to me is
Yeah.
is the win. And whether or not the movie works out, I mean, I think it has a higher probability of working out if that's the situation behind the scenes. But regardless, we all progress, and there are no like bad films. There's no bad experiences. It's just growth. And I sometimes get on myself like, man, that scene didn't go the way I wanted to. And I'm like, it's okay. You do what you can, and you keep moving forward, and don't get into a self-critical loop,
Yeah.
that takes you out the next day, because we're all going to have good days and bad days. And if you're in a community, we all support each other,
Yeah,
and
for
kind of
sure.
fun.
I've had actors ask me like, why did you use my worst take? Like
Oh,
when I'm on the editing,
the only
like,
one edited,
and
right?
sometimes, and I think that's what's funny about it because sometimes you guys will be like, oh my gosh, like, oh, I messed up this line, or oh, I said this in a way I wouldn't have said it that way. And I'm like, that was exactly what I thought. Like, that's exactly what I wanted.
Hmm.
So that's always a fun perspective when people are like, I don't think that went like how, like, I wish I could have done better. And I'm like, no, I would have told you. We would
Yeah.
be here another hour. Like, if that
There's
was like, you're doing great,
Right,
you know?
there's a shot in Lottie's Girl where I won't say who it is, but there's a line where um this person like paused because they messed up and then they did it again, and he was like, why did you like keep that in? And we're like, because like that pause is so important, like we didn't know we needed it
Yeah, it
until we were
was because
editing.
it looked like contemplative, like the and I always love when actors make choices like that because it's like, you as a character, you're saying this for the first time. And so sometimes it's like, yeah, you need that. And using space is huge for me personally. I love it when actors use space. I love it when they actually like really find that moment and they're in it. And I can tell they're in it because they're using the space around them and they're using that breath to be like, this is, and sometimes you can get the total opposite where it's like, this line's a big deal, and then it's like, okay, hold on. Like,
Right,
let's
right, right.
take
Throw
a
it
step
away.
back, okay, all right, bring it in. But like,
Right.
yeah, so when he asked us about it, I was like, are you joking? That was perfect. That's exactly what the scene needed. So sometimes you think your big mess up is going to ruin things, and then sometimes the mess up is in the film because it brought a
Yeah.
new element that we didn't know we needed. Uh,
Hmm.
so, gosh, we're just having so much fun talking to you, Phil. We usually don't even go this long, but we have to get to these quizzes. These are
Okay,
important.
quizzes time. Yeah,
Quiz
because
is
I
time.
have.
Woohoo! Okay, which one do
Okay,
we
so
do?
here's the thing. We're not
Let's
going
go.
to tell you what this quiz is for, but we're going to ask you some questions and then you'll find out at the end. That's the
Okay.
surprise.
What's your biggest strength in a group? Are you a natural leader, emotional intelligence, creative genius, keep the peace, I stir the pot, or manipulative?
Jeez.
I know.
Um, I tend to be the emotional one,
Okay.
more or less. I would
Final answer?
say I try to read the room. Yeah, like
Okay.
you know,
Let's do it. Okay. What's your signature outfit? Something romantic, a swimsuit, a cozy sweater, a leather jacket, a
dude.
sequin vest, or hiking boots?
The
Sequin vest.
context of this is so funny now.
Well, how could I not say sequin vest?
I don't think you have a choice.
I don't think you have a choice.
We actually changed all the answers. The only
And
answer.
that's all I'm wearing. I'm assuming is a sequin vest
Yeah, that's all
or a
Adam wears.
swimsuit.
Yeah.
That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
speedo. That's what I'm most comfortable in. That's what I'm gonna wear on set. I don't care how.
We're like trying
I
to do
want you
behind the
guys to be
scenes, and we're like,
comfortable.
okay, we can't film Phil for this part, but we're gonna do some behind the scenes.
Right. I'm pretty casual guy. Like I pretty much am a t-shirt corduroys, maybe
Okay.
kind of person. I like drapey things. I
Drape.
noticed that about myself. I was like, man, I got a lot of things that drape over me.
Love a cozy cardigan. You can't go wrong.
Cozy
Exactly.
cardigan. Yeah,
Exactly.
I like cozy. So,
Okay. Let's go with, should we go with cozy sweater? Final answer.
Yeah, let's
yeah.
do cozy sweater.
Yes.
Cozy sweater. Okay. What kind of drama do you bring? Dang. Okay. When you figure out what this thing is, it's gonna make sense. Okay. I'm just trying to survive out here. I'll betray you to your face and feel fine about it. My tears are real. I said what I said, and I'll say it again. Drama, I'm here to bake banana bread, or I'm messy, flirty, and might kiss your ex.
That's
I feel like I
fun.
know the answer for Phil, but Phil, give your
Baking
answer.
banana bread.
Yeah, I think that's gotta be it. That's the vibe I
I,
get from Phil. He's making banana bread. He's not doing anything else. He's just hanging out.
I mean, it's sort of like, do I instigate drama?
Yeah,
It
that's kind of the
Yeah.
depends.
question.
Yeah.
It kind of depends on the context. I can stir the pot if like I know everybody. Like
Hmm.
I can be a little provocative if like I'm friendly with someone and I want to kind of like get the party going.
Hmm.
But I would never like just kiss somebody's ex unless, man,
You wouldn't?
I know, right? So boring. It's so boring. I don't think I would ever do anything that would get somebody pissed, like
Yeah.
really pissed. Um, but I can poke at people. I don't want to
Okay.
be like I just baked banana bread,
You could do I said what I said. I'll say it
and I'm
again.
sticking to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to go with
Okay,
that one?
little bit of that.
Okay, we'll
Sure,
do
why
it.
not? Banana bread makes me sound too. I don't know.
Boring. No, I think banana
Boring.
bread's great. Banana bread's great.
Okay,
What's wrong with
pick
that?
a challenge to slay. Lying, baking under pressure, obstacle course, emotional conversation, grabbing someone's attention, or lip syncing.
Which challenge would I want to take on?
Yeah. You're
Or
like, I know I would nail this challenge.
oh, read through that list again.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Lying, baking under pressure, obstacle course, emotional conversation, grabbing someone's attention, or lip syncing.
I would say emotional conversation.
Okay.
I think that would be,
I get that vibe.
I like that.
yeah.
I like that answer. I would have
This is
said
us just
baking.
deciding if you're gonna cause drama on set. Like that's the
Yeah,
quiz. We're
this
like,
is
You don't
is it
want that.
still a red
That's why
flag?
that's why you cast me. You're like, let's bring it in.
You're like,
Getting too
we
cozy
need to
here.
make this more fun.
Yeah, right. Let's bring this
And by fun,
outside.
I mean like miserable.
Miserable. Right.
Okay. What do you do after you win? Dude, I feel like this is just gonna give away
I
what the
lord over
quiz is,
people.
but I ghost everyone, a book tour. I tour the world. I open a bakery. I become an influencer. I get invited everywhere.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I get invited everywhere. That would be cool. I do think that like fame would be the only good thing about fame is that you could get into like all these places that
Hmm.
you probably could never get access to. Everything else
Yeah.
sucks, but that would be cool. Like you could just walk into a club, or you could just go to some restaurant and they'll make a table for you without a reservation. Yeah, that would be, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. If I
Final answer?
That would be a good superpower.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do
walk
it.
into anywhere.
Let's see.
Is this results?
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Wow. Okay, well, the quiz was find out which reality TV competition show you were born to win. You got
Oh,
The Bachelor.
That's awesome.
that
That's
actually
so
really
funny.
fits.
When I took this
I don't
quiz,
think
I
I'd be.
got British Baking Show. And I was like, okay.
I was
That would
wondering
be
about the
hard to
baking
win.
questions. I was like, I don't know
Right.
how those even would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got British Baking Show. So
Maddie, I sent you one more. Do you like this
Oh
one, Maddie?
no.
Do
I
you
love
like
this
this one?
one.
Thank
Okay.
you.
First, what is your movie setting? A radio tower slash tall building. That's scary. Forest, basement, the Arctic, abandoned pool, or open field.
Arctic.
Got it. The Arctic. Abandoned pool is crazy.
I
Okay.
would abandoned pools too. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
scary. They did that in
Psycho.
Twisters. They did that in Twisters.
Did they?
Hmm
I didn't know that.
There's a whole scene in abandoned pool.
What is the problem going to be? Serial killer on the loose, no food slash water, no escape from heights or enclosed space, paranormal entity, hungry animals, or stalker.
Uh, paranormal. None of the above.
Crazy.
Oh, space. Did you say one of them was like a small space?
Yeah.
No escape from heights or enclosed space. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll take paranormal then.
Okay.
I'd rather a
paranormal.
ghost than being high up.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Fair.
What kind of characters will there be? A mother and her child and two more others, a group of three or more strangers, a group of friends, a couple on a date, or one person alone, or a group of children. Gosh, this is scary.
Friends.
You said friends?
Friends.
A group of friends? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Seems
Will any
reasonable.
characters die? No, they will all survive. Yes, but only one. Two people will die. Half the group will die. Yes, they will all die, or other. What's other?
You have to.
Other.
There's a write-in option.
What's other? Like
Other.
what's other? I don't know what that means, but you know,
That's an answer.
you want
Other
that?
is an official answer.
It's an official answer.
So I embrace the mystery. It's like you pull it out. Okay, I'll take other. It's just,
That's kinda fun.
it's a wild
Okay,
card.
let's
Little
do it.
mystery.
What is the plot twist? The main character has been hallucinating the whole time.
I hate stuff like that. I'm not gonna
I
lie
don't
to you.
like.
I don't
That
like it
irks
either,
me.
especially after that shark movie. Hey, not doing it. One of the main characters caused the problem. Someone sacrifices another survivor. One of the main characters was cheating on their partner. The killer was a partner slash friend of the main character, or no plot twist.
Boring. I'll just have one slice of white bread, please. No butter. Freak.
Maybe the killer was
A partner?
a partner of someone.
I like
That would be insane. If
that would be
happened.
insane. My gosh. When will
That's
the movie
always the way it is, though, right? I mean, let's get real.
When will the movie take place? Modern era, the future, late 1980s, the 40s, 50s, 1500 to 1800s, or the 2000 to 2010? It's crazy that doesn't narrow.
I'll take the future.
The future?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, lastly, will the movie have a happy ending, yes or no?
Well, I did say the future, so probably no.
No.
Doesn't it feel like
Look,
all future
looking bleak.
yeah, it's all
Yeah,
Blade Runner
I
shit.
was talking
Yeah.
to I was talking to my author friend about that, and she was saying like I'm so sad. I'm so sick of like all the like, ooh, here's the future is all shiny, and then it's like ends up being terrible every single time. She's like,
Yeah.
we need to have some fun stuff.
Okay, wait.
Yeah, the way they write the future, it's pretty bad, I
Yeah,
guess.
Yeah.
So,
every time.
well, then maybe I should say happy ending, but that wasn't my first answer.
I think you got to go with your gut, Phil.
All right, I'll say unhappy.
You want to go with happy
We're
or
in
not?
Bummer Town, Maddie. It's bad
It's
news.
Not
bummers. I mean,
happy.
with not happy. Yeah, not
No
happy.
happy ending. Okay. Ready?
Yes.
So the quiz was
God.
make a thriller/horror movie and we will tell you what ice cream flavor is most likely you. You know what you got, Phil?
Dumbest thing in the world.
You got popsicles.
That's
Not
not
exactly
even
ice cream,
fair.
but
You didn't
definitely.
even get an ice cream.
I didn't even get ice cream. I don't like popsicle.
That's so funny. That's
What game?
really
Because it was the Arctic. That's what got me popsicle?
probably. Or
And it's
maybe
not
it's
a
that you
happy
picked
ending.
other. It's that you picked other, I
Other.
bet. I bet other
Right.
gave you popsicles because they're like, oh, he's not even an ice cream.
He's
That's
not
pretty funny.
participating.
Yeah, we just
Right.
were trying to find the weirdest BuzzFeed quizzes we could that
Yeah.
somewhat related to this. So I hope you enjoyed being pranked. And we had
You
a lot of
got
fun.
pranked, Phil.
We had a lot of fun
I got
asking
punked.
you those questions. And we
Yeah.
got so much fun getting to know you. We're
Yeah.
really looking forward to filming.
It's
I'm gonna
crazy.
freak out.
Yeah.
Don't tell
coming
me how
up.
many days are left, Maddie. But we're super excited. Cannot wait to see you. It's kind of fun that you're flying in early and leaving a little bit late because we
I
just get
think
to.
so. I'm looking forward to coming in a day or two early.
Yeah, yeah. My husband has a big show the
Oh,
26th. So everyone in the cast that's already there is invited to go to that. I'll be going to that. Otherwise, people can just chill and, enjoy the
cool.
Airbnb and stuff. But it's going to be really fun. We're super excited.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm thank you for inviting me, and I'm excited to just meet everybody.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Phil.
Should I do fireworks?
Yeah, I think Phil deserves some fireworks. Yeah, fireworks for
Yay.
Phil.
Woo!
I love it.
Ugh. Okay, well,
Okay.
thanks for coming, Phil.
Yeah, it was great
Yeah.
chatting with you, Phil.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in a few weeks. And anything you need, just obviously send me a note, and I'm here. So cool.
Sweet.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Looking forward to it. All right. Okay.
Bye, Phil.
Bye,
Thanks for
Bye.
joining us.
Bye.
Thank you guys so much for listening to our podcast.
Yes. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube. I almost said Twitter. We don't have a Twitter or a Facebook. So just follow us.
Just find our Instagram, find our YouTube. You're watching on YouTube, likely. We're even on Spotify. Sometimes. I don't know if we're on there completely. Are we on there completely?
Yes. Do you not pay attention to what we upload? Yes, we're on Spotify. We're on Spotify and YouTube. Tune in next week for a surprise because we don't know what we're doing next week.
We never do. It's beautiful.
Comment down below what you thought about today's episode, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Get the hell out!
Bye. Hey, the movie's over. Why are you still here?